You are doing everything you're supposed to do. You're eating more protein, the chicken, the fish, the eggs. You're trying to stay active. But if you're being honest with yourself, you can feel that you're still getting weaker. Your muscles still ache, your recovery is slow, and your energy is still fading. Why? What if I told you that focusing only on protein is like trying to fill a car's gas tank when the real problem is that the spark plugs are dead? Today we are going to expose a silent epidemic that is robbing millions of seniors of their strength. It is a hidden hunger, not a hunger for calories, not even for protein, but for a single overlooked mineral that controls your body's ability to create energy and use the very protein you are so carefully eating. Without this one mineral, your best efforts can be wasted and your muscles may continue to shrink. To explain this deeper problem, we are so honored to have Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara with us. Doctor, can you please explain this? Why does just eating more protein seem to stop working for so many of us as we get older?
Thank you, Ben. That is the most important question we can ask. The answer is that two things are happening deep inside the body of a person over 60. First, a condition called anabolic resistance. This is a simple idea. It means your muscles become hard of hearing. You can eat a wonderful meal with plenty of protein, and you are shouting a message to your muscles, telling them to grow and repair. But because they have become hard of hearing, they do not receive the message clearly. So even though you are eating well, you do not get the same result you did when you were younger. Second, there is mitochondrial decline. The mitochondria are the tiny energy factories inside every cell, and your muscle cells are packed with them. As we age, these little factories become older and more tired. They do not produce energy as efficiently. So even if the muscle hears the signal to grow, the factory may not have enough energy to do the construction work.
So our muscles become poor listeners and their energy factories get tired. That's a powerful combination that leads to frustration.
It is. And this is the exact situation I saw in a patient of mine. His name is John, a 68-year-old retired teacher. He was the perfect example of this frustration. He was eating a high-protein diet that his son, a personal trainer, had designed for him. He was walking every day. But he came to me and said, "Doctor, I feel a deep fatigue in my muscles that never goes away. I feel like I'm trying to start a car with a weak battery. There's just no power, and I'm not getting any stronger." John's muscles were hard of hearing, and his energy factories were running low on fuel. His story is the story of this hidden hunger we will discuss today.
And John's story is one that I know so many people watching can relate to. So in this masterclass today, Dr. Hinohara will first reveal the solution to this hidden hunger. He will show us the one mineral that can help turn the power back on in those energy factories and help the muscles to hear the protein again. We will discuss the science, the best food sources, and then very importantly, we will have a detailed discussion about the different forms of supplements and exactly how to use them correctly. We will also answer your most common questions to bust some dangerous myths. We believe it is a blessing to have this kind of detailed knowledge to truly understand and care for our bodies. If you are ready to address the hidden hunger that might be starving your muscles, please type the number 1 in the comments below. And be sure to subscribe to our channel. It's completely free. And this is a deep dive into your health that you will not want to miss. Okay, doctor, you've laid out the problem perfectly with John's story. His muscles are hard of hearing due to anabolic resistance, and his cellular energy factories are tired. So what is this missing link? What is the one mineral that can begin to address both of those deep problems?
The missing link, the mineral that helps with both the body's energy systems and its communication systems, is magnesium. But before we discuss supplements as we promised, we must always begin where all true health begins with our food. The best way to get magnesium is to eat it in its natural form. It is found in wonderful foods like dark leafy greens, especially spinach and nuts, and seeds like almonds, and pumpkin seeds in legumes like black beans, and even in small amounts of high-quality dark chocolate.
So many people have heard of magnesium, but I don't think they understand how absolutely essential it is, especially for the deep feeling of energy in our muscles. Can you explain that connection, doctor?
Every single time you move a muscle, every time you even think a thought, your body is using energy. This energy is stored in a molecule that is like the gasoline for every cell in your body. Magnesium is the key that allows the cellular engine to use that gasoline. Without it, the engine cannot run.
That is a perfect way to put it. The gasoline molecule you're talking about is called ATP adenosine triphosphate. But here's the critical scientific fact that most people never learn. ATP in your body is almost useless by itself. In order to become biologically active and create energy, it must be bound to a magnesium ion. The real fuel that your cells actually run on is called MgATP. So if you are low in magnesium, you can have all the gasoline from food in the world, but your cellular engines cannot access it efficiently, your mitochondria. Those energy factories we talked about begin to sputter and fail. For a muscle cell, this means it simply does not have the energy it needs to repair itself after activity or to synthesize new protein. This is why the fatigue that comes from a magnesium deficiency feels so deep and so persistent in your muscles.
So magnesium first provides the energy. The second and equally important job of magnesium is that it is a very calming anti-inflammatory mineral. It helps to put out that quiet, chronic fire of inflammation that, as we discussed, makes the muscles hard of hearing. Let me tell you about a patient of mine, a 72-year-old woman named Mary. She was suffering terribly from painful, sharp leg cramps every single night. They would wake her from a deep sleep, and her muscles would still ache all the next day. She was eating a very high-protein diet, trying to stay strong, but she told me she felt like her own body was attacking her at night. We looked at her diet and realized it was very low in magnesium-rich foods. We did not start with a pill. We started with two simple things. We added more spinach and pumpkin seeds to her daily diet, and I had her take a warm Epsom salt foot soak before bed. Epsom salt is magnesium sulfate, and it is a wonderful way to absorb magnesium through the skin. Within 2 weeks, she came back to my office. She told me the nightly cramps had stopped completely. She said, "I can finally sleep through the night without being afraid of the pain. By calming the inflammation and allowing her muscles to finally fully relax, the magnesium gave her body the peace it needed to begin recovering."
That is an amazing and life-changing result, and we can actually see this effect in blood tests. Magnesium plays a key role in regulating the body's entire inflammatory response. Multiple studies have shown that people with higher magnesium intake have lower levels of C-reactive protein, or CRP, which is one of the main blood markers that doctors use to measure inflammation in the body. So it is literally calming the entire system down from the inside out. It's just another example of how our bodies have these incredible God-given systems for balance, and sometimes all we need to do is provide one simple missing key to allow that balance to be restored. So Dr. Magnesium provides the essential energy for our muscle cells, and it helps to calm physical inflammation and cramps. But you mentioned that recovery is key. Let's talk about the third major benefit of magnesium, its role in the nervous system, and promoting the deep rest our muscles need to heal.
Yes, This is perhaps the most important role of all for long-term health. Your muscles do not grow stronger when you are exercising. That is when they break down. They grow and repair themselves when you are in a state of deep restorative rest. Magnesium is the key that unlocks that state of rest for the body. I think of another patient, a 75-year-old man named Robert. He had been a business owner his whole life and was always on. Even in retirement, his mind would race at night with worries and plans. He told me he could not remember the last time he'd slept for more than a few hours without waking up. As a result, he felt his strength was fading fast, but he didn't have the energy to exercise because he was always so exhausted. His body was stuck in a constant state of high alert. We worked on his diet, but the biggest change came when, under his doctor's guidance, he started taking a specific form of magnesium called magnesium glycinate about an hour before bed. He called me after just 1 week. He said, "Doctor, I slept for 7 straight hours last night. I cannot remember the last time that happened." Once he started sleeping deeply, his body finally had the chance to heal itself. His energy returned during the day, and he was then able to start the gentle walking that helped him to truly regain his strength. For him, the deep sleep had to come first.
That is such a crucial point that many people miss. The sleep must come first for healing to happen. And the science on this is very clear. Magnesium plays a central role in calming the entire nervous system. It helps to support the function of a neurotransmitter in your brain called GABA, which you can think of as your brain's primary brake pedal. It tells the racing thoughts to slow down. Magnesium also helps to activate your parasympathetic nervous system, which is the rest and recover mode for your entire body. Without enough magnesium, your body can get stuck in the fight or flight mode, always on high alert, just as Robert was. It's a beautiful system how our bodies are designed with these natural on and off switches for rest and for action. We just need to give the body the right tools to press the right switch at the right time. Now, this all makes perfect sense, but it leads to a very big question. If magnesium is so fundamentally important for all of these functions, energy, inflammation, and sleep, why are so many seniors deficient in it?
That is the tragedy of our modern world. There are 4 main reasons. First, our food has changed. Modern agricultural practices have left our soil depleted of many vital minerals, including magnesium. The spinach your grandmother ate 70 years ago had much more magnesium than the spinach you buy in the store today. Second, our diets have changed. Many people eat more processed foods, which are stripped of their natural magnesium during the manufacturing process. Furthermore, diets high in sugar actually cause your body to use up and excrete more magnesium through the urine. Third, our lives have changed. Many of us live with more chronic low-level stress than ever before, and your body uses up a large amount of its magnesium stores just to manage the physical effects of that stress. And finally, for many seniors, our medications have changed. Many common medications, such as certain diuretics for high blood pressure and pills for acid reflux, are known to deplete the body's magnesium levels over time.
So it's a perfect storm. We are getting less magnesium in our food, and we are using up what we do have much faster. It's no wonder so many people are deficient and are feeling the effects on their muscles and their energy. And this isn't a local problem, it's a global one. We are so grateful to be able to connect with all of you who are learning with us. To help us see our global community, please let us know what city, state, or country you are watching from. Okay, doctor, so we understand now why so many of us are deficient in this critical mineral. This brings us to the most practical and important part of our conversation. If someone suspects they might be low in magnesium and wants to talk to their doctor about a supplement, what do they need to know? The supplement aisle in the store is incredibly confusing.
It is very confusing. That is why understanding the different forms of magnesium is the first and most important step. They are not all the same, and they do not all work for the same purpose.
Let's go through the most common ones that people will see. What about magnesium oxide? It's usually the cheapest, and it's everywhere.
It is common because it is inexpensive to produce, but it is not absorbed well by the body at all. For the purposes of restoring your muscle health or calming your nervous system, it is not a good choice. I do not recommend it.
Okay, so avoid magnesium oxide. What about the next one? People see magnesium citrate.
Magnesium citrate is absorbed much better than oxide. It is very effective for people who also struggle with constipation, as it has a gentle but reliable laxative effect. However, for a person who does not want that effect, it might not be the best choice for daily use for muscle health.
That's a great distinction. So for someone whose primary goal is muscle recovery, reducing cramps, and improving sleep, what are the best forms to look for?
For these purposes, my two preferred forms are magnesium glycinate and magnesium malate. Magnesium glycinate is magnesium that is bound to the calming amino acid glycine. This makes it extremely gentle on the stomach and very easy for the body to absorb. Because of the calming nature of glycine, this is the best choice for promoting deep sleep and muscle relaxation. Magnesium malate is magnesium that is bound to malic acid, which is a compound that plays a role in your body's energy production cycles. This makes it an excellent choice for helping to relieve muscle soreness aches and fatigue.
And I'll just briefly add one more for our viewers to be aware of magnesium L-threonate. This is a newer form that has been shown in studies to be very good at crossing the blood-brain barrier, making it an excellent choice for specifically supporting cognitive health and memory, which is a wonderful added benefit. So the form you choose really matters. Now, what about the timing? Does it matter when we take it, Doctor?
Yes, the timing can help you target the benefit you're looking for. As we saw in the story of my patient Robert, if your primary goal is to improve sleep quality and reduce those nighttime leg cramps, taking magnesium glycinate about 1 hour before you go to bed is the most effective strategy. If your main goal is to help with recovery from physical activity, taking a dose of magnesium malate with your post-walk or post-exercise meal can be very helpful to your muscles.
That's very clear. And finally, you've mentioned that no nutrient works alone. What are the partners that help magnesium do its job best?
That is a very wise point. Magnesium does not work in a vacuum. To be used properly for muscle and bone health, it needs two very important partners in the body. The first is vitamin D, and the second is exercise.
The partnership with vitamin D is absolutely critical, and most people don't know this. Your body cannot convert vitamin D from the sun or from supplements into its active form without enough magnesium. Magnesium is a necessary cofactor for the enzymes that make that conversion happen. So if you are taking vitamin D but you are low in magnesium, you may not be getting the full benefit from your vitamin. They truly depend on each other. And the partnership with exercise is just as important. Magnesium does not build muscle all by itself. It creates the perfect conditions inside your body, the energy, the relaxation, the low inflammation for your muscles to be able to rebuild in response to a signal. The signal is exercise. you must provide some form of challenge to your muscles. The magnesium then helps them to recover and rebuild stronger than before. It's a beautiful illustration of how our bodies are designed as an interconnected system. It's a reminder of the intricate and wonderful way we were made. Doctor, this has been a truly revolutionary masterclass. You've taught us that the key to fighting sarcopenia isn't just to yell more protein at our muscles. It's about first fixing the hidden hunger for the foundational mineral magnesium so that our muscles can actually hear the message and have the energy to respond. This approach of addressing the root metabolic issues is a much smarter and more effective way to combat muscle loss. By ensuring we have enough magnesium, we create the right internal environment where the protein we eat and the exercise we do can finally be effective. This is a critical strategy in the management of sarcopenia. It gives so much hope to people who are struggling with age-related muscle loss and thought there was nothing they could do. This is a truly holistic way to think about preventing and reversing sarcopenia.
I want to leave you with this one final thought. Your body is not your enemy. The weakness or the cramps that you feel are not a punishment. They are signals. They are your body's way of asking for a missing piece of the puzzle. Your job now is to become a kind detective for your own health. Work with your doctor. Pay attention to these signals and provide your body with the simple, fundamental nourishment it is asking for. It is never too late to give your body the tools it needs to feel strong again.
To be a kind detective for our own health. That is a wonderful way to put it, Doctor. It's about taking that responsibility and being a good steward of the body we've been blessed with on this life's journey. And of course, the most important part of being a good detective is working with your professional team. Please remember that our conversation today, especially regarding supplements and the different forms of magnesium, is for educational purposes. You must speak with your own physician or a registered dietitian before starting any new supplement regimen to ensure it is safe and right for you in your specific health history. If you found this guide empowering and helpful, please give this video a like so that others can find this vital information. And be sure to share it with a friend or family member who might be struggling with unexplained fatigue or muscle cramps. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. It is completely free and it ensures you will join us for more deep dives into your health. And for our community discussion today, what was the most surprising thing you learned about the role of magnesium in muscle health today? Sharing what you've learned in the comments below helps our entire community grow. Thank you for being with us. Be well and be strong.